Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Pratika. So we are going to talk about books again. So before starting with books, I want to tell you all that I am on my summer break and I have so much time with me to read. So I thought about reading one book then picking up another like I usually do, but this time I was like feeling these different emotions, complete wavelength of emotions, and I couldn't just pick one book, complete it, and then go to another. So I was reading many books. These are the books which we are going to talk about today. So starting with the first one, John Didion, The Year of Magical Thinking. John Didion is talking about her grief, handling it, trying to manage it, repackage it, while carrying this calm composure on the outside. I picked this book back in January, but I felt like it was too gloomy for me at that period and also a little difficult to understand. But this time I picked it back again because I myself was a little gloomy in that somber mood, and this book matched it perfectly. So, John Didion talks about her grief, which makes me feel seen in a very absurd manner, as in that you're completely fine on the outside, but you carry this heaviness in your chest wherever you go. And the way John Didion writes about her grief and the way Sylvia Plath writes about her grief is so in contrast. Sylvia Plath completely drowns in her grief. I've read it in the Bell Jar, the way I could have compared it, and then there was this article which I read on Substack, a new app which I discovered recently, and I thought that I also felt that this is how I felt after reading this book reading about John Didion. John Didion, this book, The Year of Magical Thinking, it is a memoir, and she's talking about her husband passing by in such an instant, while she's also handling how she deals with her only daughter Quentina, who is very sick. So coming to the next book is Fear of Freedom by From Eric. So I picked up this book in a book fair, and I usually don't read non-fiction. I stick to fiction because fiction has helped me in a way that I don't think non-fiction can. I have my entire theory about it. Fiction just moves me, it motivates me, it creates a space for ambition in my life. So why did I pick this book up when I was in book fair is because I was reading I Who Have Never Known Men during that time, and the theme which I thought about a lot was freedom. What does freedom truly means? Because freedom is this glorified topic, and I feel especially in Gen Z, freedom, individuality, your sense of self, what do you truly want, are the hot topics. What we want to discover, the purpose of our life, and all this stuff. So I think The Fear of Freedom was the apt book which I could have picked up. So I read 20 pages of this book, and it took me a lot of time. I've never annotated a book, but I did with this one, because a book like this, any non-fiction book, you are not doing justice to it if you're not annotating it or writing down what you thought about it anywhere. Like, you need to make it sense out of everything, because it's not like fiction that you can create a world inside your mind. You can't. You need to jot down the knowledge to make it senseful. Make it senseful, I don't think it's a word, but make sense of it all. So one thing that I want to talk about, what this book is like revolving around, is how freedom, it does give a space of independence and authenticity, but it also creates this isolation which we might fill with things that we can submit to. Now then, talking about why did fascism and dictatorship was there, even was democracy did exist. If this innate urge to be free is the primal desire of human beings, so why does this fear exist? Reading this book made me think about this movie Freedom, which I watched. Freedom, this movie is interesting too. It's erratic, I do agree, but it is wonderful. It is raw. It is beautiful. You can even watch this movie. You'll enjoy it. Next book, Eileen. Eileen is a book which I picked up previous winter. I bought it during that time because I saw it on my Pinterest board. But this carries vivid imageries which are grotesque, and at that moment I was in that somber mood that I wanted it to pick up and read, so I stopped it. But this time around I picked it back again, and it felt refreshing. It did feel raw. When you are in this gloomy mood, how it is being depicted, and it felt nice to be there with the protagonist, even understanding how she feels. I've only read like 50-60 pieces of it, but I enjoy reading it. How vivid and how grotesque and how intricate human vision and imagery can be is there, beautifully there. Now talking about the next book, Nunchi, it is this power of reading the room, of understanding what is really happening before you talk. I bought this book maybe a year ago because I saw someone raving about it. But the thing is that I read a few pages and I was like, no, this book isn't for me, because I am someone who doesn't really speak up a lot. I'm not good in like always talking. I do, but if I have anything meaningful to add to. Otherwise, I don't really prefer to. And at that point, I knew that I had to learn to speak up more. So I was like, this book will only make me stop. This will create this restraint of rereading, decoding it. So I was like, not during this period. But now I think I'm getting better. I am better in speaking up more. So I was like, it's a nice time to pick it back again. And I've read like 50-60 pages about it. I just leafed through it, not unlike the Freedom book, the Fear of Freedom book. I leafed through it, and there are some interesting takes, but the most profound one is that you do owe up responsibility to others. In midst of saying this thing which I'm talking about, which I had, individuality, authenticity, but you do owe others responsibility of treating them the way that you want to be treated, of certain level of respect, of dignity, of considerability. And nunchi and empathy, they are different things. Which you can learn about it. It's a nice book. You can leaf through it. If you're someone who talks a lot, you should. I think you should. But if you do not, then maybe you can leaf through it. But I think if you are trying to really speak up more, then you should avoid it for now. Second last book, Epicurious. It carries epics from all over the world, and they even have like small, like cute boxes and maps made out to tell us more about the epics. I read it before going to bed and actually enjoy it. Last book is this 100 Selected Poems from Sylvia Plath. I've started reading poems too. Not a big fan of reading poems, but my sister gifted me this book, so I've started reading it. The beauty of poems is that so few lines, you read it, make sense out of it. What is it trying to speak? Because it can be so confusing, and then looking up at the internet and see what it really meant. Not really meant, because interpretation of literature is so varied, and seeking beauty in it all. So I think, yeah, that's all about books from my side. And one thing that I really wanted to say it out loud was that during breaks or during summer break or any break where you are told that you can relax, but there is this fear of being behind, that you need to catch up on this and that and this and that. There can be this emotion of feeling behind, but just being for the time being and stop doing in between, because at last we are human beings, not doing. So just allowing ourselves some slack is good too. So yeah, that is all from my side. I'll see you all in the next video.